The Brat lifestyle of Ella Emhoff, the stepdaughter of a U.S. vice president, thrust into the glare of political fame, has quietly emerged as a fashion icon and artist, carving her own path in a world that was watching someone else. From her meteoric rise in the fashion world to her thoughtful, down-to-earth approach to love, Ella Emhoff continues to show that she's more than just a political stepdaughter. She's carving her own path, both in her career and personal life. The childhood of Ella Emhoff that shaped her future. Born on May 29, 1999, Ella Emhoff seemed destined for a life intertwined with creativity and influence. With her father, Douglas Emhoff, a high-powered entertainment lawyer, and her mother, Kirsten Emhoff, an accomplished film producer, Ella was raised in the shimmering world of Los Angeles, a city that breathes art, film, and glamour. Yet, despite the sparkle surrounding her, Ella never quite felt at home in the glossy veneer of Hollywood. From a young age, Ella's life was a study in contrasts. While privilege opened countless doors, Ella's spirit was always drawn elsewhere. At just 6 years old, on an otherwise typical family trip to Disneyland, her mother taught her to knit, a seemingly simple act that would, unbeknownst to anyone at the time, shape much of her future. That moment planted the seeds of a creative journey that would see her defy expectations, exploring fashion and art in her own unconventional way. Her father and mother's divorce. Ella's family dynamic shifted significantly in 2009 when her parents, Doug and Kirsten, divorced after 17 years of marriage. Doug later admitted that their split followed a period of personal difficulty, including an affair. Kirsten still remains close to Doug and has publicly supported him after the affair became known, stating, "Doug and I decided to end our marriage for a variety of reasons many years ago. He is a great father to our kids, continues to be a great friend to me." Kamala Harris enters the picture. In 2013, Ella's life took a dramatic turn when her father started dating Kamala Harris. Their love story began thanks to a blind date set up by one of Doug's clients.
In 2013, I walked into a contentious client meeting. We worked through the issue, and by the end of the meeting, the now happy client offered to set me up on a blind date, which is how I ended up with Kamala Harris's phone number.
As Doug tells it, he nervously called Kamala at the unconventional hour of 8:30 a.m., leaving a voicemail.
I got Kamala's voicemail, and I just started rambling. "Hey, it's Doug. I'm on my way to an early meeting. Again, it's Doug." I remember I was trying to grab the words out of the air and just put them back in my mouth.
Despite this less than perfect first impression, Kamala returned his call later that day, and the two ended up talking and laughing for over an hour. Their instant connection set the stage for a relationship that would eventually lead to marriage in 2014, when Kamala was serving as California's Attorney General. Ella and her brother coined the nickname Mamala for their new stepmother, a moniker that revealed just how close-knit their blended family would become. Life under the Emhoff-Harris roof was more than just political talk around the dinner table. It was deeply rooted in activism. The family's fight for same-sex marriage rights in California, specifically their vocal opposition to Proposition 8, a state constitutional amendment intended to ban same-sex marriage, showed Ella a world where politics intersected with personal passion. Ella's high school years were spent at Wildwood School, a private institution in Los Angeles that fostered creativity, but also further magnified her internal conflict. While her peers may have reveled in the privilege and opportunity, Ella often found herself questioning her identity and her place in the world. She excelled in swimming and basketball, yet it was her creative side that truly defined her. In a school that celebrated self-expression, Ella wrestled with finding her own voice amid a sea of expectations. By 2016, when she was 17, her stepmother Kamala was elected to the U.S. Senate, solidifying the family's place in the political spotlight. But Ella's gaze was already elsewhere. With a hunger for artistry that couldn't be contained by the glitzy life around her, she decided to leave Los Angeles behind. Ella's artistic awakening. After high school, Ella made the bold decision to move to New York City to attend the prestigious Parsons School of Design. There, she pursued a degree in fine arts with a concentration in textiles and knitwear, fully immersing herself in the creative scene of the city. The move to New York was transformative for Ella, not just in terms of her art, but also in her personal growth. At Parsons, Ella found her quirky, eclectic style, mixing unconventional materials, bold colors, and childhood inspirations into her designs. Her artist statement for her thesis reflected her exploration of the contrasting themes of her youth, blending pastel colors and childlike imagery with deeper emotional undertones. January 2021 was a pivotal moment for Ella. Attending Kamala's inauguration as vice president, Ella's eccentric outfit, a jewel-encrusted Miu Miu coat, caught the world's attention, instantly propelling her into the fashion limelight. In that single moment, Ella became a symbol of modern style, mixing high fashion with unapologetic individuality. Just weeks after the inauguration, Ella signed a modeling contract with IMG Models, one of the most prestigious agencies in the world. From there, her career took off. She walked runways for Balenciaga and Miu Miu, graced magazine covers, and became a new face in the fashion industry, known for embracing her body hair and tattoos, subverting traditional beauty standards. Knitting meets high fashion. While fashion brought Ella fame, her true passion lay in knitwear. Throughout her rise in the modeling world, she remained deeply connected to her roots as a designer. And if you ask her how she wants to be known, she'll lead with this: artist, designer, and knitwear lover. So, modeling quickly became a way to fund her passion for knitwear. In an interview with Marie Claire, Ella revealed, "I kept modeling because it was a good stream to keep pushing through with the brand. If I hadn't had that money coming in, I wouldn't have moved forward like I did with Soft Hands." Ella's love affair with knitting began in the most unexpected of places, when her mom taught her how to knit using a basic kit from Target, and young Ella, described as a crafty kid who couldn't sit still, found solace in the repetitive motion of needles and yarn. Over the years, knitting became more than a childhood hobby. It was her go-to for managing anxiety and stress, and later, a serious artistic practice honed during her time at Parsons School of Design. Fast forward to 2021, and Ella launched Soft Hands, a knitwear collective that has only gained momentum since. Ella's journey hasn't been without its hard work. She recalls long hours spent knitting during the pandemic, hunched over her needles for up to 10 hours a day, to the point that she developed tendinitis in her wrist. She also faced a particularly tough time after releasing her first collection, which didn't sell as well as she had hoped. This led her to question whether continuing was even worth it, wondering if all her hard work had been for nothing. Despite the setbacks, she chose not to give up. Instead, she refocused on the aspects of knitting that brought her joy, like the creative process and the happiness her work sparked in others. And her hard work paid off. In 2022, she was named one of Harper's Bazaar Icons, a distinction that left her both humbled and astonished. Speaking to People magazine, Ella confessed, "It's kind of shocking. This is an incredible honor, and as someone who doesn't really think of herself like that, it's nice reassurance. It makes me check myself and the way I perceive myself. So exciting." Her debut at New York Fashion Week in February 2023, aptly titled Ella Emhoff Likes to Knit, showcased mohair gowns, balaclavas, and oversized sweater vests, each piece dripping in her signature blend of art meets cozy. This past spring, Ella made waves with her debut art show on April 4th, choosing an unconventional yet fitting venue for the event, a woman-owned cannabis dispensary called Gotham, located off Bowery. The unique setting perfectly captured the fusion of her laid-back, eclectic style and her desire to break away from tradition. The show featured her knit paintings and wearable art, marking her first formal exhibition of the work she had previously shared online and through her knitting community. The crowd was as diverse and trendy as expected, including a mix of artists, influencers, and well-known TikTok creators like Kate Glavin and Tiny Jewish Girl, all coming to see Ella's collection. However, the pressure that came with being the face of both her brand and herself eventually took its toll. Ella described it as, "Modeling is not for the faint of heart. It's hard on the self, and I couldn't handle it. Modeling was not a world that I could comfortably work in. I couldn't remove myself from my knitwear work and be the faceless person behind Soft Hands, because my modeling was always connected to the brand. Now that I'm stepping out of the fashion space and not modeling as much, there's less pressure. But it's not just high-fashion runways and gallery walls that excite Ella. She's also been selling out cozy wine bars with her knit club, a space where she teaches beginners the basics while cultivating a sense of community. She said, "A big part of my ability and inspiration to make knitwear is through community. So many formative moments, as an artist, come from the people you meet and the work you create in group settings. A lot of people coming to the knit clubs want that sense of place." Ella has built a notable following across social media, with over 480K followers on Instagram and 25K on TikTok, where she showcases her creative flair and quirky sense of humor. Her social media presence stands out not only for her textile artistry, but also for her authentic connection with her audience. On TikTok, Ella has shared everything from knitting a basket for her dog to creating playful designs like a knitted dog on pants or a duck on a skirt. In one particularly memorable post, she created a small knitted piece that read, "I voted," encouraging her followers to sign up and support her stepmother, Kamala, during the election. Ella's crossroads between fashion and politics. While Ella Emhoff has largely kept her burgeoning fashion career separate from her family's political life, she hasn't hesitated to lend her support to her stepmother, Kamala Harris, as she runs for president in 2024. Whether she's spotted in campaign gear or attending political events, Ella has seamlessly blended her creative platform with advocacy for social issues, using her public persona to champion causes close to her heart. Ella remains a multifaceted figure. While she's widely celebrated for her contributions to the fashion industry, she's equally committed to activism. From speaking out on sustainability to defending Kamala against critics, her influence goes beyond the runway. Now, in her mid-20s, Ella is carving a path that is entirely her own. Residing in Brooklyn with her dog Jerry, she juggles a range of projects, including growing her knitwear brand, Soft Hands, and advocating for political causes, proving that she's as much an activist as she is a designer. Ella has quickly become a favorite among voters, particularly after her memorable appearance at the Democratic National Convention. Taking the stage alongside Mina Harris, the vice president's niece, and Helena Hudlin, Harris's goddaughter, Emhoff shared a touching story that highlighted the close relationship between her father and Kamala.
Kamala came into my life when I was 14. Famously a very easy time for a teenager. Like a lot of young people, I didn't always understand what I was feeling. But no matter what, Kamala was there for me. She was patient, caring, and always took me seriously. She's never stopped listening to me, and she's not going to stop listening to all of us.
One standout moment occurred at the 2024 Democratic National Convention, where Ella appeared wearing a camouflage baseball cap emblazoned with Harris Walls in bright orange letters. This hat became a viral sensation, selling nearly $1 million worth of merchandise within 24 hours of its launch. Ella's stylish endorsement was more than just a fashion statement. It underscored her commitment to Harris's campaign as she cheered from the sidelines alongside her father. Beyond her fashion-forward support, Ella has publicly defended Kamala Harris in personal matters as well. After derogatory comments resurfaced, calling Harris a childless cat lady, Ella humorously responded on social media, asserting her place in the family and calling herself and her brother, Cole, Harris's cutie pie kids. The 2024 elections has impacted her life in more ways than once. Recently, she suspended her Soft Hands knitting club due to heightened security concerns surrounding the political climate. In a candid Instagram video, Ella explained the need to prioritize the safety of herself and her community members during this turbulent time.
Unfortunately, with everything going on right now, I'm not able to conduct them. Just to protect myself and the other club members, the smartest thing is to just hold off until things calm down.
Adding to her already impressive resume, Ella stole the show at the 2024 New York Fashion Week, cementing her status as a fashion powerhouse. As the stepdaughter of a major party's presidential candidate, she attended numerous shows with her Secret Service detail in tow, including appearances at J. Crew and Refinery 29 parties and runway shows for Proenza Schooler, Colleen Estrada, and Tory Burch. She even walked the runway for Coach the day before Kamala's debate with Trump. Despite her growing fame, Ella has remained elusive, declining interviews and staying focused on her work. At the Sandy Liang show, she captivated attention in a cerulean skirt, set while remaining shielded by Secret Service agents in the front row. a glimpse behind the fashion icon's public persona. Ella Emhoff may have become a fashion sensation and political figure in her own right, but she's also found time for love amidst the spotlight. After sparking curiosity, Emhoff confirmed in a 2021 Vanity Fair interview that she was dating GQ editor Samuel Hine. The couple has kept their relationship fairly low-key, but they appear to be going strong. In one of her rare comments about her personal life, Emhoff shared that her ideal date with Hine involves visiting markets, buying strange produce, neither of them knows how to cook, and figuring out how to make a meal together, a charming glimpse into their quirky bond. Despite her growing fame, Ella stays grounded, and her boyfriend Sam Hine has been a supportive presence by her side. He praised her individuality and the way she navigates her newfound status as a fashion icon, saying he admires how she stays true to herself, even with the pressures of public attention. At major events like the 2022 Harper's Bazaar Icons Party, where she was named one of the year's fashion icons, Hine was right by her side, offering his unwavering support. Emhoff also believes that communication is key to making relationships work. At the same Harper's Bazaar event, she shared with people that she and Hine focus on maintaining open communication, even when conversations can be difficult. There's no sugarcoating it, like, sometimes it's really hard, life is not easy, so talk about it, and then you do it together. In a relationship, you're sharing a life. Ella Emhoff's journey is one of contrasts. Raised in the political limelight, she has carefully crafted her own identity, balancing the pressures of public life with her artistic individuality. She embodies a new generation of creative thinkers, fearless, quirky, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. As Kamala Harris's political future unfolds, Ella's influence in both fashion and the public eye continues to grow, making it clear that she is far more than just the vice president's stepdaughter. She's a trailblazer in her own right. For more fascinating stories about high-profile individuals, check out these videos.